everyone. Welcome back to Surface Series. I'm your host, Jordan Lachey. This is j.sprays, and we got another episode for you, but this one is dope. This one is the dopest field that I've ever painted, and I promise you that, and it's probably the dopest field you've ever seen. So what we're doing is we're painting an entire custom football field for a college bowl game, and this one's Snoop Dogg's Arizona Bowl, presented by Dre and Snoop's Gin and Juice. I don't know if I have to say everything like that, but I just did. And what we're doing pretty much is we're covering all of the U of A stuff because it's an inlaid synthetic turf field. So we're covering all of the University of Arizona's logos, end zones, conference logos, everything they have on their field, and adding everything we need to for this custom field. And this custom field's sick. Like I already said, we have a very detailed, very colorful center logo with a lot going on. We have one end zone that says Snoop Dogg in a classic like West Coast hip hop type of font. And then we have the other end zone with a lowrider in it, very detailed with the Arizona skyline, cactus, everything, all that in the background. It's beautiful. It's awesome. So I'm excited to show you guys the entire process of how we got this done. And if you can't tell, I'm wearing a shirt inspired, it has the album cover for Doggy Style album, which is one of Snoop Dogg's oldest albums. And I'm a huge hip hop fan. I mean, one of my tattoos is inspired by this album, the brick wall on it. And whether you care or not, this was awesome for me. This was like a dream for me. I didn't even ever think that this was going to be a thing, but I'm excited it was because I got to go paint a lowrider. I used to see them all the time over where I'm from. And Snoop Dogg, I grew up listening to him. I still do. And now he's everywhere. He is all over the place. And if you've been following me on Instagram, then you might have seen him repost some of the shorts the reels that I've made for this paint job in the past. But dope. I'm telling you, dope. So I'm excited to show you the entire process, like I already said. So I say let's get to it because this is a long one, and it's a fun one, so stick around for the whole thing. Let's get to it. Look at this beautiful field right here. Now, this is the University of Arizona's football field, and as you can see, they already have logos down there on the field. So what we have to do is we have to cover them. Now, they are inlaid on the field, which means it's synthetic turf. The logos never go away. They're always there. They're part of the field. And so what we had to do is put a clear coat on top of the logos with some blue. And that helps to cover it once we put our logos down so you can't see the Arizona logos because we really don't want it to show as much as possible. It's not always possible to completely block it out, but in this case, we did a very good job. So what I didn't show you is that we had to put the stencil down first. That's why you see all of these dots here. So we find the center of the field, put this big stencil down that's going to cover the entire logo and start dotting it out, figure out where each color needs to be, and then we get to painting once these dots are down there. So now you see we're getting into some detail work, painting these palm trees. There's 6 different colors that goes into this logo, and it's going to be pretty cool once you see the end result. And the format of this video, we're going piece by piece, starting with the center logo, then going to an end zone, and then another end zone. And I'll show you the final product after each end zone, and then show you some awesome pictures and videos at the very end of the video as well, with some game footage and some footage of the University of Arizona's facility. So you're getting a lot in this video, and I'm excited to show all of it to you. Now, one of my favorite parts of this logo is that we're painting palm trees on it. There's something about palm trees I love. Maybe it's being from Southern California, but I don't know. I just love painting palm trees. Not that you get to do it too often, but it looks amazing in this, especially with an aerial view, which I will show you. I have a fantastic picture, a few of them, but one specifically to show you at the very end of this that just captures all the detail in this logo specifically. And a lot of these paintings in this field have plenty of detail. I mean, we went all out, and there's some stuff that I didn't even get to video because there's so much going on. We had a good-sized crew for this because there was a lot of work that needed to be done. I was there on Saturday and Sunday. The guys were there before and after I got there as well, so I wasn't here to cover these logos. I wasn't here to put the stencil down for the center logo. But the guys that were there before and after me were here to do all of it, and they do amazing work. This is Andy. He's the one that has this job. He's the one who invited me to go paint with him. And I couldn't resist doing this. It was during football season for me, which I usually don't get to escape to go do something like this, but why not go paint this field? It's fun. It was amazing. And I mean, like you see, these palm trees, they're going to be like a silhouette in this logo. I'm looking at the logo right now. It's beautiful just at the bottom. These palm trees are at the bottom of the logo, and they play perfectly into the color that goes behind them. And right now you might see that it just looks like it's just plain palm trees, but once you see this end result, it's fantastic. Now, the paint that is being used right now is removable paint. So once the game's done, because this is for one game, this is for a college football bowl game for the Arizona Bowl, and the University of Arizona wants their field back to how it was once this game's over. So we had to use removable paint. And the removable paint has to be removed, but it's not the easiest process. It takes a while to remove the paint, especially when we're putting as much into it as we are right now. And so you see now we're starting to get into the letter work. We put a lot of the black into there already. We'll put some more into it as well. But we're putting these white letters down. They're going to have a little different colored trim at the end of it, but you can start to see it coming along. And like I said before, I love watching the process. I love seeing how things go from nothing to just extravagant or just a finished product. There's nothing better than watching the process of the finished product. That honestly is more enjoyable to me than just staring at the finished product myself. But that's because I love making it, and part of what I love and why I do this show is to show you how things are done. So this is how it's done. This is the process. I mean, there's so much paint that we had on the side, tons of buckets of paint, just all these different colors, because there were very specific colors. Like I said, this logo that we're doing right now, the center logo alone was 6 colors. I didn't even get into the end zones and the sidelines and stuff. Like, there is plenty more than 6 colors, which is a lot for a football field. But why not? It's bowl season. It's bowl season. Let's get into it and get creative, which is exactly what this field is. Creative and just beautiful. I got to do something that I've never done on a football field in this on this logo specifically. Once we get there, I'll tell you about it a little more. But my God, this was a dream paint job for me, if I'm being honest. Like, just growing up, being a hip hop fan, especially West Coast where I'm from, and growing up watching Snoop Dogg. I grew up not too far from him. He's from Long Beach. I'm from Fullerton, which is in Orange County. So it's not right next door, but it's not far at all. Long Beach is not a far drive. And I don't know, this was just special to me because of so many things. I don't know if I'm going to be able to top this in the future. I'm sure I will. I'm sure there'll be more amazing stuff, and I got more amazing stuff lined up for you already. But this is just fantastic. Like I'm saying, the Arizona Bowl, it was an exciting game, and I do have game footage because I got to go to it the following weekend. We painted 1 week before the game, so I have game footage to show you guys at the end. Like I said, this is an all-inclusive video. Everything that we got going on in this thing, the center logo, each end zone, they're both very different. And yeah, game footage, University of Arizona's facilities afterwards. So like I said, stick around for the end to just see everything. There's a lot that goes into it. I could have split this video up into 4 or 5 different videos if I really wanted to, but I wanted to put it all in one so you guys could see it and have easier access to it. Because why not? Why would I split it up? Why would I split it up into multiple videos when I could just show you guys? I'm going to be posting this stuff through and throughout the week, probably longer than that, and like just in shorts, reels, and everything. So whatever you guys want to do to watch. And so the shoes that I have on right now are my first pair of J's that I ever bought, and I thought, you know what? Why not use them here? Why not send them off after this? Because this was the very last time that I wore them was this paint job, and I covered them in paint. It was and they're good shoes to paint in. They looked good. They felt good. And I couldn't have thought of something better to paint with them on. So thank you to those shoes. They treated me well for many years, and I hope they enjoyed the send-off that I gave them. But now what you see, we're painting the Gin and Juice logo, which is Dre and Snoop's alcohol brand, and which is a sponsor of the game, obviously. So painting that, I like painting this. I've never painted one of these. I think it's called an Anchor before, and it was a pretty cool one. So just a lot of letters, a lot of detail that goes into it. Like I said, this center logo is by far the longest part of this episode, so you're going to be seeing more stuff after, obviously, but a lot of time that we're going to be spending is on the center logo because of how detailed it was, and I was a big part of painting this logo specifically. I had a lot to do with the other end zone, or with the end zones as well, but there's a lot of detail, like a lot of small detail that goes into this that I was excited to show you guys. So I really made sure to get a lot of these videos. And I mean, honestly, it's just fun because I get to go back and rewatch these videos of the paint jobs and other jobs that I get to do. And this is by far one of the most favorite paint jobs that I've ever had because it's, like I said already so many times, it's the dopest thing that I've ever got to paint. And one thing that I do love about this show, Surface Series, is that I have to go back and rewatch everything that I've done because I took these videos for this purpose because I know that I've been having this show ready to go for a while. I just needed all the content, needed enough to give to you guys week after week. And there's a lot of cool stuff that I still haven't showed you, a lot of cool stuff that I have showed you already. And this is one of the best. So I'm excited for you guys to see the final result of everything going on. But if you guys ever have any suggestions, questions, comments, whatever it may be, just write it in the comments section. If you have to DM me, go for it. But I want to see what you guys are thinking. I want to see how you guys feel about it, how you guys feel or like watching the show, anything that you guys may want to be done a little different. I've already got a little feedback, stuff that I can improve on, and I appreciate that very much. I always want to get better. So now you see us painting the Snoop Dogg part of the center logo because that's what's at the top of it. And you kind of see the design a little bit as we're going on. I love this West Coast gangster style font kind of lettering that we have in this logo. It really fits everything that we have going on in this entire field. Everything comes together so well at the end. I promise you guys, you're not going to be disappointed to watch the end result. There's so many nice pictures, so many videos or clips of the final result. It's exciting. And like I was talking about just a couple minutes ago, is that I appreciate you guys that sit and watch these episodes, listen to them, watch them, whether it's sounds on or off, whatever you got to do, however you like to consume this. I love it. My goal is just to show people what goes on into the work of making sports happen, because there's a lot of work to, like, just for one college bowl game, or just for one NFL game, just for one baseball game, golf tournament, whatever it may be. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and I just want to show you at least what I witness and what I do to help get these surfaces game ready. Now, Surface Series is the show that you're watching right now every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I'm going to be posting, and I already have been, new episodes of just different projects that I've had the chance to do, that I've been very fortunate to be a part of, whether it's with Andy, like I got invited to, that you see painting right now. I got invited to go help paint this field for this game specifically, or whether it's on my own, or over at an NFL facility, NHL, whatever it may be. There's plenty more to come. But I just love being able to show you guys all the work that gets put into it, because it's a lot of work, and there's not enough people, or maybe not even any, really going into this much detail about what goes on into making sports happen. Like I said, that's my motto of this show pretty much at this point, is I just want to show you what goes into making sports happen, because there's a lot of work, a lot of people, a lot of moving parts, and I can't show you every single thing in the videos because there are people outside of the frames that are setting up the aerial camera, that are getting the wall padding on, or all the designs on the wall. There are people up at the top of the stadium putting other designs and covers on. There are people behind the scenes doing other stuff that I don't even see. So there's a lot that goes into it, and eventually I want to be able to show you every single part of it. But this show is about showing you what goes on in the surface of sports, of art, of custom paint jobs, fixing grass for little leaguers, maybe even professional teams, and everything that goes into it. My God, I'm passionate about this. I love this stuff. And whether you are or not, or whether you just find this interesting, I just want to put this out to the world. I just want to put this out to the world because nobody really gets to see it too much. You might see a video here and there that a professional team posted or somebody that's done it in the past has posted, but I've really been making an effort to record as much as I possibly can, to the point where I had to figure out other options for storage on my phone, on my camera, everything. And because I have a lot of stuff lined up for you guys, and this takes a lot of storage up in my phone for show. And I use both my phone and my camera for these jobs. Like I said, if you have any questions on how I make these episodes, what goes on into these videos, just feel free to ask. I do not have any secrets. I'm not trying to hold anything from anybody. I want people to know. So I'm just going to be transparent with whatever it may be. So feel free to ask. And let's get back to the logo. All right, so we got that Snoop Dogg logo down. You see all the black and white. Now we're getting into the color parts. I think this is turquoise. Like I said, I'm a little colorblind. I don't always know the names of the colors or exactly which color I'm looking at, but I know what it looks like. And I love this color. And once you see the end result of this logo, you'll see how everything lines up. It's kind of like the sky and the Arizona desert, all of it. It has some meaning to it. It's beautiful. Snoop Dogg, like I said, that West Coast style lettering, everything. And this is how I fill in a space of any color, really, but in this case, it's this turquoise color. So I'll go down and do as much of the fill in as I can, and then once I get to a spot where I can't just continue, then I'll start going section by section. Like right now, I want to try not to step in the wet paint as much as possible. The outlines before the black is already dry, so if I step on it, not as big of a deal. I can repaint it, but I want to give myself a lane to go out of the logo, because if I block myself in, then I have to step on wet paint, and then I track wet footprints all over, which you do not want to do. That is a big mistake, and it can be fixed much easier on synthetic turf, which we're on right now, but it's not ideal. We'd rather not have to fix anything at all. And mistakes happen. I made a mistake earlier in this video or in this paint job, and I don't think I got it on camera, but it was pretty much I just connected part of a letter that wasn't supposed to be connected to that specific part, and so had to get that erased and clean it up, and you can't even tell it's there. But what I'm doing right now is I'm blending. Now, this is honestly my first time ever blending paint like this. And so pretty much what I'm trying to do is just flick it. I'm trying to do a light little flick and just fade the colors into the other color at the right distance and try to make everything even. Because once you're at an aerial view, you could see all of the mistakes, all of the imperfections in it. And each color blends into the next one. So what I'm doing now is blending the next color. And like I said, there's 6 colors, 4 in the background shield that need to be blended into the next one. So you really can't mess it up or else it's going to look pretty bad. And that is the final logo. That's how it looked. And I'll have more professional pictures at the end of this video as well. So hang tight. That's not the only time you're going to see that. There are more pictures and pictures and videos of it. But now we're on to the Snoop Dogg end zone. And I actually didn't have any part in painting this end zone, but I got some footage of it. And it's pretty much the same thing that you saw when we painted the Snoop Dogg logo in the center logo, but it's just blown up. and it looks pretty cool. I like the way it looks as big as it is now because you really see a lot more of the detail, and I love this style lettering. Like this lettering is, this font is something that I've always loved watching or seeing, especially as a kid, as an adult, just being a hip hop fan, West Coast style, everything. I mean, I've always loved this. So, like I said, this was a dream for me to help paint. This is Brandon in the end zone right now. He pretty much painted this entire end zone almost by himself. I mean, you see Jonathan over there holding the hose, and he helped with some of the crisp edges that go into it, and he really couldn't have done this logo or this entire end zone any better. So, beautiful. Hats off to all these guys, everybody that was on the crew. Everybody did an outstanding job. And Snoop, thanks for all the creativity and all the opportunity that went into making this football field, because like I said, for the 80th time, it's the dopest football field that I've ever seen, that I've ever got to paint. But you see, everybody's out there helping. Everybody is out here in the Arizona heat. And it was December, so it wasn't as hot as it gets in Arizona by any means, but that sun does not forgive, because I was out there and I had to make sure that I covered myself up as much as I possibly could, but that sun still got to me. And I'm complaining a little bit, of course, but I mean, I like a little shade. So being out there in the sun was definitely worth it. By far, I would do it again. I would do it again, even if it meant that I'm getting a full body sunburn from head to toe. And that's just what it is, because this is, like I said, the coolest thing I've ever seen done. So getting to see this Snoop Dogg logo painted in the end zone is absolutely phenomenal, because, I mean, I've never seen this type of, I guess I've seen it once before, this type of font painted on a football field, and I want to do it a million other times. So anybody have any other ideas or projects that you want me to do, that you want to see get done, or that you do and you want to show me? Please reach out to me to show me. I want to see all the stuff that anybody that creates football fields or anything to do in sports, anything sports surface related. I want to see your guys' work. I'll repost it. I'm not stingy. I don't want to just show my work. I want to show people. My goal is to show people everything. I want to show how sports are made and what goes into making them. So please reach out to me and show me your work. I'll help share it. I do not want to be selfish with this. I'm just trying to show everything, and that's why I try to go around doing as many projects as I can, for multiple reasons. Because A, I want to show you guys. B, it's my business, and C, it's fun. It's really fun getting to do different types of things. Now, I've never really pictured myself sitting in an office doing the same thing over and over again, and not knocking office jobs by any means, because they're important, and everybody has a purpose. Everybody has their thing. So I appreciate all the work that everybody does, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into making anything happen. But my specialty is sports, obviously. I've been in sports my entire life, and just being able to see all the different things that you can do with sports that I have done already, have seen get done, and all the stuff that I have yet to see or do, I'm excited for each and every part of it. Like, flying out to go do this job was something that I never thought I would go do, was go fly out to go paint something. I didn't grow up an artist. I wasn't good at drawing. I wasn't good at painting, but I learned how to paint football fields. I learned how to paint sports fields, all of them, really. I've done plenty of other types of sports. And the creativity that you can get with it, I wouldn't have even really known about until I started doing this when I was 18, 19 years old. And I'm a little older now. I've seen a lot of stuff get done that I didn't ever think I would witness, or that I didn't ever think could even happen in sports. And so I'm just very thankful that I get to do this and show you guys. So, like I've said, I want to involve you guys in this. Like, this is a community. This is a community of people that want to see what happens in sports, people that like sports. and even people that are in sports. So I've got a lot of nice words already by plenty of people that work in sports, by plenty of people that don't work in sports, a lot of different people. So I appreciate everybody that gives me any sort of feedback, positive, constructive, whatever it may be, because I want to give you guys the best show that I possibly can. And I've never had a show before. I've never done long form content ever. So this is still very new to me. And I apologize if I repeat myself, but I'm getting better. I'm working on this talking by myself type of thing. And not to make this too much about me, but I mean, I'm talking for a while, and I want to kind of give you guys a little more information about me and help get to know me a little bit, because I didn't grow up talking a lot either. I was a pretty shy guy as a young boy, young man. So getting better at all this, and I'm working on it, but like I want to give you guys the best product possible. I might repeat myself more and more, and if you don't like it, let me know, because I want the feedback. I've said that so many times already, and I'm not going to say that anymore right now, at least not in this video. So now you see, putting in the background, the black background is just white and black. That's what this end zone is. Nice and simple with the awesome font. And that's one thing that I appreciate about this end zone, because this entire field has so much detail, so much color, so much unique parts to it. And this field being so like sick but simple at the same time, I do appreciate that, because you don't need every single thing to just pop. But this does. This does. That was the Snoop Dogg part. You saw a little bit of the center logo with the sponsor and the 25-yard line as well. Now we're getting into like probably the dopest thing that I've ever seen on a sports field ever. We're painting a lowrider, and when I posted one of these videos, like right after we did this, I said painting down the street in my 6'4", something like that. I didn't mean it like literally. We're painting a 64 Impala, so I got a lot of criticism about that. People saying, nah, it's a 63. What are you talking about? What do you even know? Don't say anything if you don't know about it. I wasn't being literal. I didn't really know what kind of car it was. I just knew it was a lowrider, and I used to see them all the time growing up over in my city, and still did around the time that I was painting this. So sorry if I offended anybody, but a lot of the word on the street that I got is that it's a 63 Impala that we're painting, but we haven't got there yet. Right now, we're painting a lot of the Arizona background. So you see the sun, cacti, the hills and everything, all that, the desert, in the background. A lot of different colors that goes into it. So now you see a little bit of the wheel outline painted. Now we're getting the body of the car or the front. And there's a lot that goes into this. I didn't really see, like in my eyes, what it was going to look like when it was just dotted out. But as we kept going and outlining, you could see more and more and more. So that's one thing that I really appreciated about this process, is that you could just see it evolve with pretty much every single line that got put down, every single piece of it that got filled in. There's so much paint that went into this and so many little parts to it that, like I said, I couldn't even see at first. I saw the picture. I had it in front of me, so I knew exactly what we were doing. But if I was just looking at the end zone, it would have took me a minute to realize where like certain paint needed to go, certain little details that were in all of these things. And this is sick. This is awesome. You can see that it's a car by now. We're getting that wheel done. So many colors. I don't even remember how many colors go into this one, but it was a lot. And like I said before, we had the University of Arizona's logos down there inlaid on this field, and you don't notice them at all, really, once you're just looking at this artwork, because it's so fascinating. You could see it right now as we're painting over it, but it just goes away more and more as this video and this paint job goes on. Like, see, these colors to me look very similar. Like I said, a little colorblind or color confused, whatever you might want to call it. But like these colors look very similar. I can tell, especially the more and more I've worked in this and done these projects and painted, I know which colors go where. So it's not really an issue for me of getting the job done, but just looking at them side by side, I know they're different, but if I didn't know they were different, I probably wouldn't know, if that makes sense. That might be a little, you guys might think that was stupid of me to say, but that's how I describe it. So filling all this in, this is part of the window, and there's two of them in this car, the front and the back, and if you want to see a side-by-side of a 63 Impala, it looks pretty damn close because, like, the detail that went into this thing was just outstanding. And parts of the field that I didn't get any video of because I was busy with the center logo and this end zone was there's a lot of orange that we painted on the border, on the sidelines. So normal football field is just white, but you see in the background right now, if you look up, that there's orange. That wasn't there before. We painted that because it has some Arizona logos or words on it that we had to cover. Why not throw some orange on there? I mean, there's a little bit of orange in the center logo, a little bit of orange that we're going to be putting on these wheels. So the orange looks sick. I loved it. I love just how colorful all this got, but there's still so much black into it. Black is one of my favorite colors to paint because it makes everything look better, if I'm being honest. Like, I'd probably put black into almost any design that I'm able to do, unless it just doesn't fit into it. But I like when black gets put into it. But right now, I mean, you've already seen us putting some of this logo or some of this stuff down, this paint, and you could see a little bit of the blend right there, a little below where he's painting. And that's just the detail that goes into this. There's so many smaller pieces that we're putting into this lowrider that may or may not make much of a difference if you are just looking at it from a broad view. But if you're really looking into the detail of this car, you can keep finding more and more stuff the longer you look. There's really no end to what goes into this design because it was beautiful. Whoever designed this, I was not part of that process, but whoever designed this, A++, like absolutely wonderful. This was what sold me on this project. When I got this text and I saw the design that we were going to be putting down, I was stoked. Like, I was hyped. I would have went if it was just this lowrider alone with nothing else. I would have booked my plane ticket to Arizona right then and there and just went over to paint that because it's part of I've never been in one. I know people who drive them, who have them, and I used to go to the meets where they are. I've never had my own, but it's such an iconic car in like hip hop culture and in Southern California especially too. So being able to go out of the state to go paint something like this is a dream, especially for one of the artists that I've grown up listening to my entire life. And like I said earlier, Snoop Dogg's everywhere. He is all over the place. I've heard people say like stupid stuff about it, but I respect it. I respect Snoop Dogg for all the things he's done and for this field specifically. Like this is a dream. I really mean that. This is a dream. And so I'm curious to see like what you guys say and think about it. And especially if you're still watching this video this deep in, that means you either love this paint job, you like my voice, or you're tolerating me at the very least. And whatever it is, I want to hear what you guys think about everything so far. I know this is a long paint job. I was there for 2 full days. I think they were like 14-hour days, maybe more. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I went there for nothing but going to paint this field. So I could have spent 24 straight hours, which I'm glad I got some sleep. Glad I got some sleep in between. But I mean, this was a dream. I was kind of bummed when it got done because we went from sun up to sundown 2 days in a row, and they were there before and after me. But you see this. Look at this. Look at this car. Look at this end zone, all the background, all the details and everything that goes into it. Still adding some. And my God, this turned out exactly what the picture looked like when we were getting it designed before we actually got to paint it. And look at that. Amazing. Absolutely beautiful. And I'll show you more of that in a bit. Right now we're covering up that Big 12 logo. Going to put the sponsorship logo for Gin and Juice down there afterwards. And so this is how we cover the logo. We just paint a box around it, which is the outside of the sponsorship logo that we're going to be painting, and put black. Like I said, black does magic. Black works wonders. We didn't even have to put any blue on top of this logo because we're covering it in black. Black does a fantastic job at covering pretty much any other color. So just putting a nice heavy coat on it and then painting the words in the middle, which is the same as we have on the center logo, and boom, full field right there, knocked out, done. Absolutely just amazing. Like I said, look at these photos. This is, oh my God, coolest field I've ever seen. Look at that. Look at all the detail, the blend work, the lowrider, Snoop Dogg, everything. Pause this if you need to, because my God, I'm in love with this field. I'm so glad that I do this because I get to go back and watch it again. And I don't always go back and watch everything. So I'm glad that this makes me go back and watch it. Now, see, we're going around University of Arizona's campus a little bit outside of the stadium and walking out onto the field, being escorted to our seats right now. Like, you see the teams out there warming up and everything. This is the next weekend. So we flew out there to go paint for the weekend and then flew back home and flew out there again the following weekend so we could watch the game. I mean, why not see the game that's on the field that you painted? We put all this work into it and got to do all this cool stuff. Why not see it in action? I love it. This is Miami, Ohio out there. The Red Hawks, they played against Colorado State. And spoiler alert, Miami, they ended up winning this game 43-17. But at halftime, it was tied, I think. At halftime, it was like a very low-scoring game. It was 9-3 at halftime. Miami was winning, and just the second half just blew everything open. My God, it was crazy in the second half with not much going on in the first half. But awesome to see. All the pregame stuff was probably my favorite because there is an entire production. All the stuff that they went into detail for, they got to see. I mean, you had these paragliders. I wanted to see what they were seeing from way up there. And I'm recording and showing you all these guys going down because it was pretty cool to watch. I've seen this once before an NFL game, but it's cool every time. The two times that I've got to see it then and now, it's awesome just seeing people parachute down onto the field before the game. I was jealous that they got to see it from straight above. I've been skydiving once, and just the view below you is amazing. I wish I got to see this field while I was skydiving. I would do it again if I got to do it on top of a field that I painted, for sure. Especially this one because of how much it meant to me, how much I really loved putting this work into it and just seeing the final result. It was awesome. So jealous of these people that got to parachute down onto the field, because I would have absolutely loved to live that dream. But I still got to paint this field. Still got to come back for the game the following week. It was awesome. Snoop came out for a little bit throughout, and there were even low riders outside of the stadium. He brought one onto the field at some point. Awesome stuff. I really hope that I go back this year to do it again, and it's the exact same thing, because why not? Why not do it again? And I'll give you an entire different perspective and make a completely new video out of it. No promises or anything, but that's what I want to do. This is Snoop running out on the field. It was cool to see him. I've seen him in person a few times before, all around just football. I've never seen him outside of a football stadium in person, if I'm being honest, but maybe that's just because of how often I'm in football stadiums. Way more than most people. So he's in a lot too. Snoop has a lot to do with football, with college football and youth football especially. He has his own youth football league. I know his kids played football, and I got to work an event in the past when he was when he had his youth football league championships over at SoFi Stadium, and so that was awesome. I even got to stand next to him for a little bit, and I don't really get too like fanboy or whatever you want to call it, but it was cool standing next to him. I didn't talk to him or anything, but I was like, damn, what? He just came up and stood next to me. That's kind of crazy. Didn't say a word. Wasn't planning on it. But it's cool. He did the coin toss and everything. Colorado State, Miami, Ohio. It's probably a fun game for them, especially the people that got to end their careers in college football with this game. Why not do it on probably the dopest field ever on a college football field? So thank you to everyone from the top down, whether it's the players, Andy for inviting me over to do this, Snoop for being able to put this thing on, the NCAA for having college bowl games, literally everybody that was part of this. Thank you. And I hope to show you guys so much more coming up. So just keep tuning in. I mean, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Keep watching the clips that I make from this. I mean, everything. I do this because I want to share it with the world. And so whoever wants to watch, I appreciate you guys. Whoever, is just tuning in for the first time, go watch the old stuff. Whatever you want to do. But Surface Series, I'm just here to show you guys all the stuff that goes into making sports happen, especially on the sports surfaces, whether it's football, golf, hockey, plenty more, baseball. There's a lot more, rugby. I have plenty of sports, and not just painting. Do grass work, painting, ice. There's a lot of stuff coming up. So please, please, please keep watching, because I want to show you and I want to share with the world. So the more people that watch, the more people that tell other people about it, helps everybody out. And like I said, suggestions, comments, questions, anything you might have, I'm an open book, and I want to get back to every single person. So thank you, everybody that was watching this. Thank you for everybody that has been here before, that's going to be here again. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next week.